It's the behaviors I had 60 to 90 days ago that are causing the results I get negatively right now.
Most people dramatically overestimate what they can do in a short time frame and underestimate what they can do in a longer time frames.
It's a very natural process to begin something, to be very excited, and then as you go down that process to realize, yeah, I actually don't like this.
Rise and shine?
Entspresso time.
No, it's Entspresso time.
It's Entspresso time.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Ed Mylett.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
When I'm having a difficult time in my life in one area or another, all I have to really do is look back 60 to 90 days, and it's the behaviors I had 60 to 90 days ago that are causing the results I get negatively right now. And so, like, for example, when I'm not really, progressing in my career or in my financial situation, if I look back 60 to 90 days prior, I stopped reading the books, listening to the audios, doing the things that grow my identity, and I pay the price 60 to 90 days later. In my body, when my body isn't looking like I want it to, if I look back 60 to 90, 120 days, that's when my diet got weaker. That's when my workouts weren't quite as intense as they were previously, and I pay the price 3 to 4 months later. This is true in every area of our life. Our lives are almost like reading a newspaper today, but we're reading the headlines from 90 days ago. And so that's what confuses people. They see the external results of their life, but if you read the newspaper from 90 to 120 days ago, that's where the news was made, not today. And so in every area of your life, you got it going right now. You got to fuel the fire. If you've got your business going, your finances going, your relationship going, your faith going where you want it to, you have to continue to do the activities that got you here in the first place, because 90 days from now, you're going to read today's news. That's how it works.
Most people dramatically overestimate what they can do in a short time frame and underestimate what they can do in a longer time frame. So people will work like crazy for one day and put in 24 hours, right? You put in 24 hours of solid work in one day, you'll get a lot more done if you actually did 1 hour of work for 24 days. We just think we can do so much more in a short amount of time, and then we give up too soon when we're getting actually close to our goals because we've allowed some momentum to happen. There's this awesome cartoon that I posted on Instagram where there's this miner who's digging for gold, and quits just before getting to the gold. He's digging, and he quits just before he gets there. And then you see another guy digging. That's what happens with entrepreneurs. We're digging, we're building, we're planting, we're trying to grow, but it's not happening fast enough. And often we just give up way too soon on all of our habits. How often have you quit on a habit, on a goal of yours? How many people quit on their New Year's resolutions 3 days in? Right? We're just not consistent enough because we overestimate what we can get done in a short amount of time and don't pay enough respect to how long some things can take just by applying consistent action. So if you want to build a new habit, I've started a program called Flex the X, where it's a daily calendar where you can cross off an X. If you want to get it, evancarmichael.com/flex the X PDF with the F, T, and X capital. It's free. You can pick it up. I do this every day where I'm planning a new habit. It takes at least 18 days of consecutive action to build a habit, at least 18 days. So if you want to build a new habit and learn something new and start making it feel like muscle memory so that you don't have to think about it all the time, at least if you're the fastest habit builder, at least 18 days of doing it every single day for it to become a habit, right? So think about how many people quit on their New Year's resolutions after 3 days. Well, you didn't give it the 18 days. There's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean you suck. This is where we then internalize, say, oh, I never stick to my goals. I can't do this. I'm just that kind of person. No, you're not. No, you're not. You just didn't give it enough time. The fastest people in the world take 18 days to build a habit. Don't get upset at yourself for not getting it after 3 days or 7 days, right? The fastest people, 18 days. You know what the average is? The average is 66 days. The average is 66 days. You want to build a habit, whether it's, drinking a glass of water every morning, doing your calls in the morning, creating campaigns, making YouTube videos, creating Instagram content, calling your mom, like whatever your goals are that you want for yourself. You want to build a habit. The average person takes 66 days of every day taking action, every day doing that thing, every day going for that walk, every day making that video, every single day doing it to build a habit. The average person takes 66 days of consecutive action to build the habit. When was the last time we tried anything for 66 days in a row? This is why we have problems building habits. How many new habits have you tried to build in the past year, and how successful have you been at them? We take on all these habits. I'm going to change my life, right? We get this moment of inspiration. I watched this video. I went to this event. I read this book. I listened to this. I'm going to change my, now is the time. I'm going to do it. And then you change dramatically and try to apply 18 different things. I'm going to, across these 18 different areas, I'm going to improve my life. And then you look a week later and you're not doing any of them anymore, right? You had this little moment of inspiration, but it doesn't mean that you suck, because then often the voice inside our head will be, see, again, I knew it. I didn't follow through. I suck. I'm just not the kind of person who hits goals. I can't do this. None of that is true. You just didn't give yourself enough time. 66 days on average. Pull out a calendar, and whatever the goal is that you want for yourself. You're going to make a YouTube video? Great. Make a YouTube video for 66 days in a row, every day for 66 days. And then if you're an average person, the average human will start to have that ingrained where now it becomes muscle memory, that you wake up and then you think about doing it, where it doesn't have to be a conscious effort anymore, that it just automatically happens. 66 days. You look at my YouTube channel, it took me 5 years to get to 7,000 subscribers. And then 5 more years to get to 2 million subscribers, right? So 0 to 5 years, 7,000 subscribers. 5 years to 10 years, 2 million subscribers. I was making videos. Part of the reason I started making videos every day. Like, one of the shifts was I'm going to make videos every single day. And I got to the point where I was making 3 videos a day on the main channel. And then we split up the channel, and I don't know how many we do a day, a lot. There's a lot of videos that go live every day. I love my editing team for all of their help and resourcefulness, because I couldn't do all this on my own. But the channel started to grow, from going daily, from making it a consistent habit. And I can't remember the last day. It's been years since we haven't posted a video. Years across our channels, right? On any one channel, maybe there's been days where we didn't do it, but across all our channels, it's been years since I haven't posted a video. It's crazy. And that was the biggest shift that started to blow up my channel. From starting and stopping, from doing them occasionally, from doing it this month, but not next month, this week, but not next week. And that's why I stumbled to get to 7,000 subscribers in 5 years of making content. 5 years of making content on and off, 7,000 subscribers. And then I decided to take it more seriously. I'm going to do this every day, and boom, the channel starts to take off. And that's just not a YouTube algorithm thing. That's a life thing. That's a life algorithm thing. When you start doing things every day, you start to see the changes. But we're not applying enough consistent action. If you started working out every day, you're going to start seeing results in 66 days, maybe, right? If you start calling your mom, you're going to build the relationship. You start looking after your husband or wife, you're going to build that relationship, right? Whatever you focus on consistently, you're going to start getting the results. So the worst is 254 days. The worst is of how long it takes to build a habit, 254 days. It could take you up to 254 days of consecutive, every day, taking action to build the habit. That's why I created the 254 series, right? We've got, 5 or 6 different 254 series around confidence, for writers, Black excellence, learning from billionaires, motivation, all these different 254 series where every day for 254 days, I send you a morning video. So if you sign up for the Billionaires series, for example, it's free. Every morning at 5 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to send you a video from another billionaire. Because I want you to start to think like they think. I want you to start to adopt their mindset. I want you to start to see the world like they see the world. Because if you can start to apply the billionaire thinking to your life will start to change, right? Agree? If you start hanging around with Oprah Winfrey and Elon Musk and Warren Buffett every day, your mindset will start to shift. Again, you won't see it on a day-to-day basis, but when you look back 3 months, right? It's going to start to say, like I'm thinking differently, seeing the world a little bit differently. It could take up to 254 days of consecutive everyday action to build the habit. That's why I called it the 254 series. So whether you're in the minimum and it's 18 days, whether you're the average or you're the slowest habit builder, 254 days, in any case, even if you're the fastest learner, we just don't give ourselves enough time. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't pat ourselves on the back enough to say, hey, you did it again today. Good job. Because we're paying too much attention to what we're doing on a day-to-day basis and feeling like you should be further ahead. And we don't allow time for momentum to build. We don't allow time for our wins to stack. We don't allow time for that digging to continue so that we can get to the gold. And I want you to just be more patient. It means every day still attacking it. It doesn't mean, I'll get to it someday. That's not what the patience is. The patience is in the daily work and rewarding yourself for every day getting up and doing the thing that makes you proud. Because if you stayed on it, if you kept doing it every day, even if the progress feels slow day to day, when you look back 60, 90, 120, 365 days, you realize, holy cow, have I grown? Holy cow, have I changed? Holy cow, have I accomplished some amazing things? And that's not just for the special people out there, that's for everybody. That's for you. When you decide to be consistent and every day take actions towards building the life that you want to build for yourself. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and how are you going to take action on that this week when you watch something, get motivated, and then create a plan of action to say when, how, and where you're gonna take action. You have an over 90% chance of following through versus just a 35% chance if you get motivated by watching a video but never create your plan. So I want you to get some results. I want you to write down below what your plan of action is, your biggest takeaway, and what your plan of action is. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you.
I love the book by my brother Evan Carmichael, Built to Serve You guys. This is the kind of thing you get in this book. Most people wake up and drive to a job they hate. Think about your 5 closest friends. Are they happy? Do they live their lives with purpose? Do you? We put on a fake front for what we want people to see and think about us, but the reality is most people aren't happy. We're lost. We settle. You can't be happy if you don't know your purpose. And then he goes on to explain how to do that. You guys should get this book, Built to Serve, by my dear friend Evan Carmichael.
Hey Tom, I'm 20 years old and I've done some real soul searching over the past few years. I am certain that I don't want the conventional life and I want to do my own thing, but whenever I start something, I quit because I find I'm not really passionate about it, enjoying it, but I fear I may not just want it bad enough. How do I differentiate between being honest with myself and just pure laziness? Jody, this is an amazing question. And first of all, it is addressed brilliantly by Angela Duckworth in the book Grit, which you guys are going to want to read. That absolutely phenomenal book. And it breaks down how it's a very natural process to begin something, to be very excited, and then as you go down that process to realize, yeah, I actually don't like this. It's not giving me as much energy as I thought it would. It's taking energy away, and therefore I want to give up and quit that thing. And she said, if you do that once or twice, like, hey, so be it. But if you're doing it every time, if you just love that initial rush, that excitement of something new, but the actual nitty-gritty reality of getting good at it, of doing what Michio Kaku calls having butt power, meaning you sit your butt in the seat and you do the work, if that's really your problem and nothing is interesting enough for you to sit there and do the work, you haven't developed grit yet. And so grit is the ability to persevere, to see things through, to go past the point at which it has stopped being fun and it becomes boring because you believe in your end goal enough, you're excited by what you're trying to accomplish so much that you're willing to fight through all of that difficulty. You're willing to fight through the boredom. You're willing to fight through the unease that arises when you step outside your comfort zone. You're doing things you're not good at and things that are boring. Those are the two things that I find kill most people. They just cannot handle the things that make them go, oh God, like I'm not very good at this and I'm feeling really badly about myself. And they forget that they can get good on a long enough timeline. And then 2, inevitably, in any pursuit of greatness, in any endeavor where you're trying to gain mastery, you're going to get bored because practice is repetition. It's doing something over and over and over and over to really train yourself to get to the point where you're truly exceptional. And there's just so much boredom inherent in that process. So building in the resilience to see all that stuff through is the key part of grit.
If you want to change your life in the next 30 days, check out my free training right here below me. Or if you want another awesome video from Ed Mylett, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy them. Continue to believe, and I'll see you then.